So
Yeah,
we'll see how we can handle
I've just
conditions.
realised that we had a bit of an issue with the go live, so we've just gone live now. So we've been talking to no one for a little bit, but we are back now, just waiting for Pricey to fill his empty void in the middle of the screen. But for those of you who are joining now, welcome along. We've only had one delivery go so far. A bit of a delay with some issues with the lights above the site screen, but thank you for tuning in. If you're watching for the first time, make sure you hit subscribe down below. I'll keep you up to date with all these. We're looking to probably cover all 5 of the T20 internationals over the next week and a bit, week and a half or so, Smithy. There's plenty of cricket
Yep,
coming.
definitely. Absolutely. As we touched on, plenty happening in the Shield and the Women's World Cup coming to into the semi-final stage. So it's all happening in cricket. Summer of cricket is well and truly underway.
Certainly is. The broadcasters are looking for Phil at the moment. Now they're showing us all the boundaries. Um, yeah, it's certainly a
Yeah, a
nice
bit
short
shorter
side there at
square at
63.
Monica. Yeah, a bit shorter square at Monica compared to the likes of the MCG and the like. So usually a few
I,
more runs on offer compared to some of those bigger grounds.
I do love that it's right there facing that one little bit of grass hill that's probably the lowest and most dangerous spot to sit in the joint. So good luck.
Yeah,
Oh, he's got a leading edge on that. It's going
yeah,
to be enough though. At least we're
over the
underway.
top.
Off the mark.
He's not afraid to get down the wicket. Both balls so far. Trying to unsettle the length of. Oh no, actually no, he did stay in his crease there. My bad. Hung back. Just got enough on it to clear Mitch Marsh. Skip up.
A little straight of him as well.
Yeah.
Wasn't exactly the shot he was quite looking for, I don't think, but he'll take it nonetheless.
No.
Got forward at that one, had a big swing.
Mm. Definitely not afraid to get down the wicket. Missed that by a fair way in the end.
Doing some running repairs to our live stream here, Smithy.
All
We'll go
good.
to a 2-man feed until the great man comes back. So I'll tidy that up in a moment, viewers. It's looking a bit clunky and yeah, that's a bit of a start. It's definitely not an exact science, this stuff. Oh, here he is. Just some cricket, mate, and the lights. You know, you would have probably seen it because you're watching the cricket still.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, imagine that, like him playing 20 years ago when they used to have crowds on side screens, like playing these days.
Well, that's what we were just talking about, like when they didn't have 63 bays blanked out. Different world.
So everyone used to run around the grounds to try and get a spot behind the side screen.
Those were the days back in our day, Pricey. That's right. We realised that we had a glitch with the start of the live stream anyway, so everyone had missed you freezing up a couple of times. That's a nice shot.
You can definitely see his attacking intent. Like even first ball of
Yeah.
the game, he charged. He's charged
Straight down the
times,
wicket.
like looking to get momentum in the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Only ball he didn't really come out at, Smithy, was that one that he chipped over to get off the mark.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he loves to get down the wicket and show his early intent and unsettle the length of the bowlers. Just got enough on that last one to get it through for 4.
Didn't
Yeah.
really get much of that either, and it still raced
No.
away pretty quickly on that outfield.
Yeah,
pace.
yeah, definitely didn't nail it.
I've decided that it is way too much manual labour to try and get the batters' scores, the team score, and the bowler. So the bowlers are just going to we'll just talk through them when they're coming on and off, and we'll just get the batters live on the scorecard on the feed.
Yep.
Again, if you're just tuned in for the first time, welcome, and make sure you hit subscribe down below. It's the first T20 between Australia and India. Nice little paddle down the leg. So jump in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. Hopefully we've got a few Indian fans in as well. This should be a cracking game and a cracking series. What's the target here in the power play, you reckon, Pricey?
Oh, they'll be looking to go at tens for sure. I think if the way that Abhishek started looking to come down the wicket to attack the bowling, like they'd be looking to get up to that 10 and over mark at least, I would have thought.
We've got two of the top 3 T20 batters in the world at the moment, right? Varma's, I think, number 3. So he comes in at number 3 for him. And then, you've got Sky as well. It's a pretty explosive batting lineup. And that is exactly why. That is 1 bounce for 4. He's flying.
That's what like running down the wicket kind of does to a bowler. Like if he's kind of half expecting him to come down the pitch, he's just dragged the length back a little bit. He's allowed him to throw his hands through that, and it's a pretty looked like a bit of a free hit, really. A bit of width back the length.
Yeah, very safe shot. Almost got it all the way.
He's got off to a flying start. As you said, Smithy, he likes to strike at about 200, and he's already there or thereabouts. We need to get a breakthrough here early, the Aussies. Just what can they conjure? Another dot ball. It seems
Not a great deal of swing.
Yeah, I was going to say he's had a bit of a swing at a couple of those ones angling across him.
Yeah, that one just slid on. Didn't shake back in the slightest.
Probably lucky it didn't, because he probably hits a 6 if it swings back in at him.
He would have nailed it if it swung back. That's for sure. Got a good piece of that one. Another 4.
He's flying, isn't he?
Yep.
15 off 8, not bad, not a bad knock. Early days.
Handy start. Again, back of length. After using his feet the ball before, and gets what he wants. A bit of a shorter one, he can just put away comfortably. Bartlett under pressure early.
Responds with a dot at least. Finishes another one. That ball is sliding across him, just seems to trouble him. That seems to be the only thing really slowing him down. 2 overs gone, none for 17.
He's trying to swing the ball back in.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know whether he is trying to swing it back in, because none of them did really, and
Nah,
that last ball was kind of where he wanted it really, in the slot, but it was just just slid across him rather than swinging back into him.
Yeah.
The danger, though, as you said before, boys, if he's swinging it back into him, it like easily ends up in that slot right where he just pulls it across the line.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Just trying to cramp him in that shoulder
and yeah. He does get another over and bowls to Shub McGill. Be interesting to see whether he's able to take it away from the right-hander or whether he's just sliding on tonight.
Straight down the ground. Gill gets his first boundary. Making light work early. You said the runs had come,
Yeah.
Smithy.
Yeah, strong start for him. Both showing their intent, coming down the wicket to mess up the length, and yeah, it's working for him so far.
Defensive stroke. Still getting forward to it.
Yeah.
He's not going to do, looks like they're not going to die wondering.
Definitely not.
Who's the key to the Aussies here, Nath?
With the ball, probably Ellis. So like with his variety and change-ups could, hopefully cause a bit of an issue with the striking of the Indian batsman. So those middle overs after the power play, could make a huge difference.
That is a
Feeling like that doesn't help.
You want to have that again?
Two of them.
Yeah. That's disappointing. Those little ones are the ones that kill.
Is that in there? Soyness, and then Owen.
I don't know what's going on there. That's not typical Australian fielding.
Yeah. Converse that with probably the fifth bowling option of Stoinis and Owen too. Like if I was India, that'd be the two guys you'd want to heavily target that block of overs, or even if it's Travis Head to have a role, it's definitely an option there to take a few downs. So it's interesting to see how it goes later.
Top ball. It's Smithy and I were talking about before that boundary towards what is the remaining hill there at Marnica. I think it was 62 or 63 metres, Smithy.
Yeah,
like it's pretty short.
Yeah.
Is that a danger if you're bringing those slow bowlers on?
I think it's 65 one side, 63 the other.
Yeah, so does that play into the mind when you're looking at someone like a Travis Head,
smart enough to be able to force them straight.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, I mean potentially, but hopefully you got to hopefully they're smart enough to kind of make them hit to the long pockets of the field down straight, keep it forward with the change ups and that kind of stuff, not let them get underneath the length and the line of the ball to hit square. But these batsmen are so good that they can make their own length and target those short boundaries. So it's bound to happen that they're going to get hit that way. It's just how many times it does, I suppose.
Some of these extra pieces they've got, like they're nice to know. They've got the Fox X-ray going on at the moment, or the Fox Ray, but like outside of the most nuffy of cricket fans, that's well dealt with. Misdirected, slightly shorter ball, and that'll be another 4 runs.
Yeah, they're dealing in 4s at the moment.
They certainly are. So it's that none for 26 after 3. So going to 8.7 and over. Not quite the 10 yet, but I was just about to compliment Hazelwood on that first short ball, the 5th ball, the over. And he just got a bit loose trying to back it up.
It still rushed him. It wasn't that far away from him spooning it to short fine leg. It's he probably walks away from that feeling a little unlucky that he's got top edged over the keeper, the second ball, the first ball, the over, and then shanked over short fine leg, last ball, the over. So
Change of bowler. Ellis coming on now. Halfway through the power play. 26 on the board for India. No wicket.
Turned away for 4.
Just drifted onto the legs a bit there. Easy runs for Shubman Gill.
Yeah, just had to get a little bit of bat on that, and that just raced away.
You mentioned the Women's World Cup semi earlier. How about the last pool game, that bowling from Alana King, Smithy?
Oh, extraordinary.
It was
7
7 for
for
18.
18. Incredible. Yeah, best ever figures for women in women's in ODIs for Australia. Just exceptional stuff.
Was it the second best ever figures in an ODI for an Aussie?
I reckon it is
Behind
behind
McGrath?
the McGrath 2003
Oh.
against Namibia of all countries.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not like she was playing Namibia either.
That's a very good shout here.
Yeah.
Surprised he hasn't actually given that.
What's his out here? Just maybe tailing down leg?
Yeah,
I don't think it is.
Like with the
looked pretty straight.
with the out the back of the hand slow ball, I wouldn't have thought it'd be bouncing too high over the stumps, or if it was bouncing a bit, it would sort of come down potentially. It'd be interesting to see how whether that's close. Like it should be close, surely.
We'll see what they come up with the replay. Here we go. There's definitely no bat involved. He's on a flap of the pad.
Might be high.
Yeah, might be high.
Yeah, that's tight. Might be an umpire's call.
We'll take that. We'll retain the review.
Yeah.
Hey, Super Cash, thanks for tuning in, mate. Hope you've hit subscribe already. Where you're watching from, let us know. Here's umpire's call, Smithy.
Yeah, just.
It's like you're a match official or something.
No. Not in cricket anyway.
No flags here.
No. Yeah, unlucky there for Ellis. That was well bowled. Did Gill all ends up.
Yeah, not far away at all.
I'm glad they changed that a few years ago, that you keep your review on an umpire's call.
Yeah.
Common sense prevailed.
Definitely.
As much as the process is, pretty accurate, I still have, just moments where there's some of them and you look at it and you're just like, wow, how's that projected to go where they're saying it is?
Yeah.
Gill just smacks that one back down the ground.
That's punished.
Moves into double figures.
You can never predict the bounce especially off a spinner. Sometimes it just skids on, and then sometimes they have it going way over the top when it looks plumb. So
There's one I saw some time ago, and it was a spinner, and the guy got out, and it basically hit his toe as it sort of pitched, and then they had it turning like some ridiculous amount. And I'm just like, how do you know this?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Surely it's just got to assume it's going like straight on if it's toe and ground at the same time.
Yeah.
Single to follow up. We've already taken 9 from this over. Still 2 balls to come.
That's a handy over so far.
Does love his back of the hand slow ball, Ellis, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's very good exponent of it, that's for sure. And there's another one that's got the wicket.
It's just on the toe. Tim David, he made it look awkward, but finally the breakthrough, and the danger man Abhishek is gone for 19 off 14. And that's what they needed. You said that Ellis would be the key man, Pricey.
Yeah, well, he's come on in his first over. He's had a really close LBW shout, and then looked like an off cutter or something that time. It was another out the back of the hand slow ball. He's mishit that straight to Timmy David, safe hands, plus a dive and roll at mid off.
I was going to say, he didn't make it look athletic, did he?
Put a bit of mayo on it.
Nah.
That's what it's all about. But as I said before, that means that Varma comes in, which is no real respite, realistically, Smithy.
No, it's not. Although the graphic just showed Siri Kumar there, so it might be a slight change in the order by the looks of it.
Captain's decided to promote himself.
Captain might be, he might have snuck himself up one by the looks of it.
Sounds like things that had happened at Walls End Tigers, Nathan Price.
Yeah, they've
Not with you as captain. I mean the current captain.
No comment. Oh yeah, no. He's the opposite. He bats himself too low.
Remember when Sky burst onto the scene and just how just electric he was, and now you've got these guys that have just left him in their dust.
Yeah, he was kind of the first of these big hitters from India just come out. And, the World Cup a couple of years in Australia, a couple of years ago, he was awesome for India. But yeah, they've since had Sharma come in and Varma, and kind of left him in the dust a little bit.
It's just the evolution of T20, isn't it? Like it keeps evolving.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's a 360-degree player. He's got an exceptional sweep shot off the paces, a little bit AB de Villiers-esque. See if he brings that out tonight.
And that's the thing, like Pricey, you played at a decent level playing T20 across like the early periods, I'm assuming. Like where, those 7s and 8s and over were kind of the, really targeted. And now, there's teams scoring easily 9s. We saw the last IPL 10s and 11s and over. Like just nothing seems safe anymore. Like, it feels like only a matter of time before we're going to start seeing teams, consistently, popping 300s and stuff in high level T20s.
Yeah, the scores that teams were getting in the IPL specifically, and how many they were able to chase in the last few overs. That you're kind of looking at, 14, 15 and over for the last 4 overs was a manageable chase, which was just unheard of sort of 10, 15 years ago. Shows the skill of the current player.
Another good short ball there from Hazelwood. Just dug it in at Yadav.
Good sniff.
Tell you what, my knees and back wouldn't get me down like that. I would have just worn that in the lip.
Just looks like to be drizzling a bit of rain there too now. Hopefully not enough to take him off the field.
Probably just having a look at the bowling crease. Hard to believe the game's been going for 25 minutes and we've only got through 4 overs.
Yeah. Oh. That's a seed.
Oh, that is a great rock. It's a great start this over from Hazelwood.
All the more impressive that he's slipping over at the crease.
So here comes the sawdust.
Yeah. Oh, geez, straight over the top of off stump.
Nice bit of just inward movement. Groundsman just powering through the meters there, getting it back off. I said earlier, if you just tune in for the first time, oh, that's big. We'll come back to that thought. That is out of the ground. Oh, no, it's not just the back row of the grandstand. Sky is
what a response after those first 2 balls of the over. Just whipped off the pads.
Yeah, he decided he'd had enough of dot balls.
He's nailed that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. As soon as he hit that, he just stood and admired because he knew that there was no point running and it was going miles. That rain looks like it's getting a little bit heavier though.
Yeah.
Might get a rain delay. That's going to be a lot of time for us to fill in, boys. I hope one of you can sing.
Oh.
It's on price. It's all on price.
I was going to say, you've heard me once, maybe.
Where's the guitar? Get it ready. Oh dear.
Yeah, it's right next to me.
So what do you think? What are you thinking? Like, obviously the rain plays a big impact in this, but current conditions, surely you got to be chasing 170 at least here at the moment with the start they've got.
Yeah. Might even pull up the radar and just see how much is coming. There's a bit of a system, but no, I think we might be all right. Nothing too heavy, nothing any heavier than this. So hopefully we get a full complement in. But yeah, they're on track for 170 at this rate. The wickets pegged them back a little bit though. So
If we can keep a few of those coming, it's been a good over apart from just that 1-6. What can they finish with? Oh, that's a good late reaction. As feathers it down. I get back for 2. No, just the single. One for 43. 1 over to come in the power play. Who bowls the last one in the power play pricing?
I mean, they could go to Ellis again, but they might even go back to Xavier Bartlett maybe for another.
Ooh, and they're going with Stoinis.
Stoinis.
It's a big call.
Interesting call. Just trying to mix it up.
Could be, as Pricey said before, an over for the Indians to target. Oh, yeah. No,
last over the power play with a.
Oh, they're going off.
Stoinis not happy. Yeah. Well, looks like we're going to head off for a rain delay. 5 overs gone. The covers are coming out. We're just going to. Just waiting for the Toblerones to come back. So, all right, gents. 5 overs gone. Who's got the bragging rights at the moment? The Indians the upper hand, you'd think, going at just over 8 and over?
Pretty 50-50, I reckon. It was a handy wicket to get Sharma. He was going well. So, yeah, I don't think either team would be too upset with where the game's at the minute.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Pretty line ball. The wicket definitely brought them back into it. I would have, if India kept their momentum, they could have easily been 50-55, but pegged them back a little bit, which is good.
Oh, Cricket Info's win viz has India almost 58%, Smithy. You taking those odds for Australia?
Quite surprising that. When did it start the game at?
I think it was 52 or 53 to India. They have them in front.
Okay, so slightly nudged ahead a bit more.
Actually, no, I'm having a look here. It would have been about 54, so they've just crept up a tiny bit. Yeah,
just crept up a little bit. So yeah, probably suggests that it's pretty even Stevens through 5 overs.
Yeah, I mean, you only dropped one wicket with 1 over the power play to go. They reckon like 2's the pass mark, three's the trouble.
Yeah.
So plenty of batting to come.
Hopefully there's no delay, and it'd be interesting to see if they take on Stoinis in this last over of the power play. If there's no loss in overs.
I'll have a bit of time up their sleeve before that becomes a concern, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, we might take a little bit of a break though, just because otherwise we're going to be sitting here talking in circles. We might sort of pop back once we've got a bit more of an idea in sort of 5 to 10. So we will head off. We look forward to seeing you again shortly. Welcome back. We are ripping and rolling. The rain delay almost done here in Game 1 of the Australian-India T20s. We are now down to an 18 over match, a 5.2 over power play. Pricey and Smithy here. Smithy, 5.2 over power play. That's bizarre.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever seen that in a game of cricket before. Very interesting to see how they attack these last two balls of the power play.
Yeah, it will be. So it'll be interesting to see Stoinis. I don't know, what's the ruling there, Pricey? Can they change the bowler if he hasn't started the over?
I would have thought so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he took his hat off or whatever, but yeah, I would have thought they could select another bowler if they wanted to. I'd be surprised if they did. I mean, taking Stoinis in the last over the power play was probably, we were saying it could go either way at that point. So you might as well just give him the two rocks at it and get him into his work, I suppose. But yes, it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Obviously, that'll mean they'll only have three bowlers that can bowl out the 4 overs, and two that'll only get 3. So it probably doesn't impact the guys that have rolled the arm over already. I wouldn't have thought. Means that Hazelwood still just got the one left. Bartlett and Ellis have only bowled one each. So I would assume that means probably the plan already, Smithy, that Hazelwood won't be seen until the death now.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, he'll get his last over later in the innings, and one less over that the Aussies have to bowl between Stoinis, Owen, and Travis Head.
Yeah, well, that's probably the positive, isn't it? Well, it's kind of two between those guys that they don't need to bowl now, so it might actually work in the Aussies' favour. And then, of course, once the Indians get their total, they'll run the abacus over it and Duckworth, Lewis, Stern it and tweak it by 2 runs here or 3 runs there.
Yeah.
Tell you what, how good this summer of cricket though. Like obviously, we've got the bat off going on at the moment, the Shield, the Women's World Cup warming us up. I mean, we already had cricket in winter into this India series, which is just whetting the appetite for the Ashes. We're watching at the moment on Fox. They're showing some prime up footage. I just can't. I'm looking forward to it. Big Bash, of course, Women's Big Bash. It's all happening.
Plenty to look forward to. Just getting started.
Certainly is. 5 tests get underway. That'll be once we get through these 5 and
Into the first test and fit him in somewhere. I guess the toss up is whether or not Cam Green's right to bowl. Marnus would have to come back into that team.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. They've got a few options there. They've got guys that are experienced, a few newies as well. Obviously, keeping the pace attack healthy is going to be key as well, Smithy. Fortunately, we've got a bit of depth there.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, you'd expect Scotty Boland to come straight in for Paddy Cummins for the first test, but yeah, we're pretty nice to lean on a bloke that averages 12 sub 15 or whatever it is in Australia in Test cricket to come in as your fourth best fast bowler. So we don't lose too much there. More probably the leadership of Cummins more than anything else, and he's a bit more of a handy batter than Scott Boland. But
I think the challenge will come if there is another bowler go down. Like the next in line's kind of a bit of a question mark. Like if Hazelwood goes down injured again, like he has, or something happens to Stark, then it's a bit of a question mark after that. So yeah, you're right. We need those 3 guys to stay fit, and the Cummins to come back for sort of test 2, test 3.
Yeah, certainly. If you are tuning in, make sure you hit subscribe down below. That way you get kept up to date with all of our live watch-alongs. We'll be aiming to get all 5 of the T20 through this series. And some of the Big Bash as well over the summer. Looking forward to it. We've also got a few other sports we're doing some watch-alongs for, where you can go back and check out some of our other videos as well. We see all the players making their way back out. So there it is, 18 overs aside, 3 bowlers by 4 overs, 2 bowlers by 3 overs, and at 5.2 over power play, which, as we talked about just before, means that there is 2 balls remaining of the power play. So not long at all. How do you approach it, Nathan, coming back out? Suyakuma Yadav on strike. You just going to swing from the hip here or play it safe?
No, I mean, from the get-go, the Indians have been really positive trying to attack the power play, so I wouldn't have thought that would change too much. Only having lost 1 wicket in the power play, yeah, they would need to target this over. As like obviously the first 2 balls because it's power play, but just the over in general, try and get on top of Stoinis this over, and then just poses more questions for Australia come the middle and back overs in terms of how they use those other 2 overs from that 5th bowling option.
Well, that's going to be the key, how they utilise that 5th bowling option, I think, for the Aussies. They need to make sure the wickets keep coming, but it's going to be Stoinis to bowl the 6th over. So here we are, all set already. Batter's just checking the time, are they? Just asking him, Suyakuma Yadav just sort of saying, no, it's only 8:29 on the clock. You said we won't start until 8:30. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
I'm also intrigued he's got tape. Oh, he's just covering the brand on the compression kit. I was like, why has he taped up his compression kit? Oh. Almost set. He's swinging after it. Picked up on the boundary by Ellis, so nice and easy. Yadav moves on to 9. Do you think the reduction in overs makes a significant difference in what they're targeting, Smithy, or you think they're still going to be trying to hit that high 170s, just trying to go a little bit faster? They've got less time to score runs, but they've got less time to lose wickets too.
Yeah, exactly. I think they'll be looking at the best part of 10 and over, where maybe 170, 180 will probably be their aim from here, and anything beyond that would be a bonus. But yeah, as you said, a couple of less overs to lose wickets, so I don't think their approach will change much. If anything, a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, well, they've now got, what have we got? 12.4 overs and 9 wickets in the bank. It's not a bad place to be in.
Yeah, yeah.
We saw the one of the one-dayers, obviously losing early wickets really hurts on the Duckworth-Lewis, but I don't think the Duckworth-Lewis will be too adversely affected by the fact they're only 1 down after 5. I think it might actually benefit them.
Yeah. Very weird seeing the field go out 2 balls after 2 balls into an over. Complete change.
The Indians will be smart here. They'll just be happy to turn over the strike until the bad ball comes, I think.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yadav into double figures.
It's been a pretty smart start from Stoinis, really, like forcing the Indian batters to hit exactly where he had the field out on the D, minimise the chance of going for those boundaries in that last couple of balls and first ball there. So, yeah, smart bowling so far.
Yeah, he did handle those last couple of balls well.
Intentional moving, switching a couple of players in the field, looking for put and keep guys in the hot spots.
Mm.
It almost went straight to that fielder, but it was a full toss.
As soon as we compliment him, he throws in a full bunger.
That's how it works, Smithy. That's how it works.
Yeah, it seemed odd that he wanted to change his tactic. Like he made Gill come to him and to then try and fire in the Yorker, and I just working in straight into the slot. So see what he falls back to now. Probably that more back the length, off pace kind of stuff. I would have thought.
Yeah.
Kalidas, hello. Thanks for joining us. Let us know where you're watching from. Thanks for getting in the comments. Nice little late cut there. Just pick up another single. Brings up the 50 for India. Actually, the previous one was 50, so that's 51. Gill moves on to 22. He hasn't really played too outrageously, Shubman Gill, but he's going along at a rate of knots, almost 200.
Yeah, he's made that look pretty easy. 22 off 12. He hasn't had to do anything too extravagant, and he's ticked it over very nicely.
He's hit four boundaries to this point. Haddo just pushes that back through the same spot that Gill got, but didn't quite get as much of it.
Did well to keep that in.
Kept them to 2.
Oh, you alright? Yeah.
He's just blowing the full valve. Just put a bit much effort in there, Big X.
Yeah.
So 1 for 53 at the end of 6. It even seems weird seeing on the screen 1 for 45 or 5.2 as the power play.
Yeah.
That's so odd. That 6 was the highlight.
Yeah, that was a nice stroke from Yadav, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That wasn't actually the short side. I mean, it's not much bigger, but it wasn't the shorter side.
No, I think that would have been 6 anyway.
Yeah, correct. I think it was 95 metres they showed up, and they're going to go to spin here. Kuhneman. How's this going to play out?
Mm.
Gill just powers it down to cow corner along the ground. Take 2. What's Kuhneman looking for here, boys?
Just try and settle in and mix up his pace. He's, as it said there, he's got a pretty good arm ball that he pushes through, but he mixes his pace really well. And I don't think he'll be looking to bowl any step hits. Just push it into the wicket. I think is it his first game on home soil in a T20? I think for Australia. I believe debuted against the West Indies a few months ago. 12 bowled.
Not bad start to his over so far.
Mm.
Paddled around the corner. 1 bounce 4. That's too easy, isn't it?
Jeez, he's nailed that. Yeah, just got a touch full and He's picked that up with ease. It's almost gone all the way.
Didn't need much more to get there, did it?
That looked a little premeditated. Looked like he was going to aim to that leg side, but just happened to get that full ball. He was able to whack away.
Yeah.
Worked out well.
Come around the wicket now.
Or left arm over.
Over, sorry, yeah. He was around the wicket. Not exactly a textbook shot, but gets another run. Interesting that Yadav was the one, looked like he was going to swing hard. Early doors, got that 6, but hasn't really gone on with it. He's only going at just a better than a run a ball, but when Gill's going at 180, I suppose you don't need to.
No. Got it ticking along pretty nicely at the moment. 9s. And you're right, they haven't had to do anything too extravagant to tick along at 9s.
No, they certainly haven't. What are we, 7 overs gone and ticking along nicely, as you say. Just Philippe out there in the outfield for something different for him.
Yeah.
They're loving this fox ray, aren't they?
No. There's always a new toy every year.
The weight transfer, like genuinely, how much is that actually telling them? Like, I was looking at one before and it was like 53% and 47%. I'm like, all right, cool. So he's putting half his weight through his back foot and half through his front foot. I think the 3% is making that much difference to where he's hitting it.
No. Wouldn't have thought so.
Big rig that is Xavier Bartlett coming on for his second over. Went for 9 off his first over, so right on par at the moment. Just rolls the hand over that one. Takes the pace off it and they'll take a single. Not quite sure who designed this scoreboard software, but the fact that at the end of every over it goes 7.6, 7.7, 7.8, 7.98. Obviously, hexadecimal didn't work, decimal did, so I won't complain. It's doing the job for everyone. Boys down in deep mid-wicket are getting a workout. Just tuned in for the first time, make sure you hit subscribe and follow along. You can also find us on social media at The Chris Mack Show on all your favourite social media platforms. So X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I was only going to say Twitter then, but X and Twitter are the same thing.
Oh,
wow.
A long way down.
Steve Harmison. Is that the first extra of the innings?
I think it might be, yeah.
Yeah, one wide. He's just tried to roll the hand over that again, and I reckon there's a bit of moisture on it.
It's come out the side and just got his radar all wrong there.
Don't go taking up wrist spin bowling, Xavier Bartlett.
Oh.
Yep.
It's almost.
Get the gloves back on.
If he just had his gloves, Smithy.
Yeah. Yep. Wouldn't used to be being out there in the outfield, and he hasn't been able to hang on. He did well to get there, but
yeah,
did
tough,
hard
tough
work.
chance.
Yeah, tough chance always. Yeah, always tough running over the shoulder,
You just
especially when you're a wicketkeeper.
You're leaning into your screen a bit there, Smithy. You might need to just drift back to your left a little. There we go. People can only see your left ear. I know it's your good side, but doing better than some of our crew that we socialise with. At least you've got a good side, mate.
I'll take that. Thank you.
Yeah, we won't name names. He knows who he is underground. Sky's moved up to 21. Not exactly textbook striking, but it's working out okay for him. And they're 1 for 69. Oh, they're 1 for 70 now after that last ball, sorry. There it is. There's the 70. Gill prods that. Considering he let that absolute loosener go, hasn't been a horrible over from Bartlett so far. No boundaries yet. One to come. I've probably put the jinx on him.
Yeah, no, besides that wide, they did him pretty well, and yeah, they're just ticking along here comfortably, ticking over nines.
Wind veer's 60% now for India. It's a dot ball.
Yeah.
Wow, that dot ball must have been crucial, Smithy. It's just dropped back. Cricket Info's wind veers to 56% after that. 3.5% moved.
3.5% on a dot ball.
That seems a slight overreaction.
I
would have thought.
Yes, I would have thought so myself.
Talking the Ashes before, boys. Anyone that holds any concern for you? Who's the big threats from the English? Are we going to see Joe Root finally turn up on Aussie soil?
Yes,
you'd have to think so. He's definitely come a long way since the last Ashes in Australia. Churned out a plethora of runs all across the world since the last Ashes, so you'd have to think so.
The issue that he'll have, like I do think he will, but the issue he will have is that like the wickets are doing a lot more here in Australia than what they were previously. They're still quick and seaming. So if he's continues to play, he likes to play with a straight bat, punching off the back foot through the offside, which works really well in England, the slow pace, but in Australia he's just going to nick off. So if he can work out a way to score and not get out off those front balls, yeah, I'm sure he'll go. I'm sure he'll get one.
And the prod down the ground here, just having to turn over the strike. Oh, they turn that into 2. They will.
Well run, yeah.
I just want to see him get 100 so that we don't have to see Matthew Hayden walk naked around the MCG. No one needs to see that.
Yeah, I'm keen to see Harry Brook bat, to be fair. I think he looks class, he's aggressive, very like sort of Travis Head approach, both in bat 5, both really take the game on. I'll be interested to see how he goes. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I really like the way he plays. Obviously, everyone will talk about that Baz ball style, but he kind of epitomises it. Just looks like he's having a good time out there enjoying his cricket, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they can get Archer and Wood on the field at the same time.
That's going to be a big thing, isn't it? Like you kind of look at it and you go, it's kind of, if they can get their pace attack, can they get their pace attack healthy? Can we figure out our best batting lineup? If not, it's just our gun paceman trying to stay healthy, which obviously we've got the asterisk over Cummins at the moment. If the rest stay healthy, as we talked about earlier, up against sort of Root and Brook and whatever else they can piece together, it feels.
Yep.
Although, funnily enough, cricket isn't played on paper, so God knows what could happen.
Yeah.
Poms are over in New Zealand at the moment, actually, aren't they? I think they have a one-dayer today, Smithy.
Yes.
They got rock and roll for like once.
They got beaten pretty comfortably. Yeah,
Yeah, top
New
score.
Zealand chased him down.
Jamie Overton, 42.
Yeah, it's only him and Harry
Blair
Brook that are
Timpkin, I
really
don't know much
scoring
about him,
runs.
took 4 for the Kiwis.
Mm.
Rachin Ravindra and Daryl Mitchell both half centuries. Jofra Archer did take 3 for, though, out of the 5 wickets that fell.
Oh, geez, yeah. 3 for 23 off his 10.
That was an aggressive shot there. Didn't really get all of it, but gets a run. He looked like he's falling away. Just a full toss. That's why he's reaching outside his off.
Oh, bang.
That is out of there. Shubman Gill gets his first 6. That was comfortable.
I was just about to say we hadn't seen any boundaries for a couple of overs. So.
Yeah, you're just feeling that Australia was starting.
Big shot was coming. Yeah.
Tighten it back up and get that run rate back down sort of in the 8s. And now there it is, back up just over 9. That's the midway point of the innings too.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think they'll start to really open the shoulders here, these two. Plenty of batting to come, plenty of firepower to come.
Of course, we talked about all the cricket going on at the moment. The Women's World Cup first semi-final. The winner will take on the winner of the Australia-India game that's tomorrow night. England won the toss, sent South Africa in. The good news for South Africa is they've got through 5 overs unscathed, which is a lot better than they did against the Australians in their last match. None for 27. Not exactly off to a flyer, but a solid start.
It's pretty solid going early. Yeah, bit of a nicer start than against the Aussies the other night.
I think they had a massive collapse against the Poms when they played them at the start of the tournament too.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, just paddling that.
That's 4 more.
That got what it deserved.
Just got enough of it. Yeah, starting to tick it over now, these two.
Back-to-back boundaries help.
It's not best delivery, that one, was it?
No, very short, very wide.
Had a lot of time with it. Did well just to pop it over the top and then beat that head chasing across. Just a reminder for those you've just tuned in as well, make sure if you haven't already hit the subscribe button. We're really trying to chase 500 throughout this series. Getting to 500 subscribers would be wonderful throughout this series. They go again. Now it's ramping up.
Yeah, they're really starting to tick it over now.
Now Dave gets his strike rate up to 150. He's getting a move on. Talking about him earlier, it feels like it's not that long since he burst onto the scene. Now he's the captain of this side.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes me old, out of touch, or all of the above. But anyway, I was never in touch, Pricey. I was never in touch.
I used to be with it.
That's poor. That's not what you want to follow up to force with.
No.
So interesting that he's bowled 3 balls and not one of them has been the back of the hand slow ball. So I think they all must be struggling a little bit with the moisture from the rain.
Yeah.
He's probably not super confident bowling that back of the hand slow ball.
No, especially after Bartlett tried it and barely landed it on the cut strip.
There's a few spits there just coming across the camera again too. I don't think nothing major, just a couple of drops.
Is it raining too?
That's 6 more.
This over is hurting.
Yeah. Don't see Ellis getting carved like this too often.
Thanks to Kumar. Yeah,
15 off 3 rocks.
He's taken 14 off his last 3 legal balls, Smithy.
Yeah, and then plus the 6 at the end of the last over. They got 20 off the last 4 balls, plus the wide. And they're really starting to get a wriggle on.
That was
They're up
Gill
over
that got that
10s
6,
now.
wasn't it?
Yeah, but I'm saying between the two
Oh
of them.
yeah. Well, that's it. The last 4 legal balls
21
have gone for 20.
runs off the
so
last 4 balls. Yeah.
21 if you count the
Yeah.
wide, as you say. So all of
Yeah.
a sudden they're now rocking along at over 10 and over.
Yeah. Nathan Ellis under a bit of pressure here. See how he can respond.
He's going again, surely.
Snuck it inside the line.
Just the bees
The
proverbial.
blue line.
That's all it takes, though.
Yeah.
Looks like there's a bit more rain coming. Interesting to
Not
see what
ideal.
happens. Hopefully not another delay. Hopefully it's just a little passing spit and spatter.
Yeah. Oh, geez, looks. Yeah. They're going off again.
They're gone.
Put the mockers on it. I've put the mockers on it. Well, we're losing some more overs here. The bad news for Australia is the fact that India still only lost 1 wicket and they're rocketing at over 10 and over. Current run rate 10.03, so that's going to boost there. I'm not going to pretend I completely understand Duckworth Lewis, but my rough guesstimations, boys, that's it's only looking good for India here.
Yeah, they've definitely
They've surprisingly
got the upper hand now.
They're up to 75.7%.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that they've jumped 20% in the last couple of overs.
Last 5 balls.
Yeah, literally the last 5 balls they've put the foot down, and it could come in very handy later in the game if they're not to bat any more overs themselves, or even if a couple more overs. Yeah, it looks to be quite heavy now too.
While this is happening, let's take a run through. We've sort of glancingly mentioned those Sheffield Shield results or games that are in progress. So let's start with the New South Wales one. Pricey, you were talking about it earlier. Obviously, Semi Constas, we mentioned, didn't exactly make the best of choices. Ali.
No. Oh. It was yeah. I happened to watch most of the day today, and yeah, I watched early with Sam batting, and it was a bit of like as a genuine error in judgment. I think yeah, so first ball from the left-hander going around the wicket, he made no adjustment to his stance or anything to pick up the change in line, and just left the wrong ball. Essentially, it was the only ball he was bowled to around the wicket from the left-hander, and just didn't pick up the line properly, and away he goes. Wasn't like much to it really, just a bad error in judgment.
Yeah, then we saw interesting like Will Salzman. I'd been impressed with what I saw from him. He's sort of batting lower middle order, and they've put him up the top to open.
Yeah, so I don't think he has opened the batting in even a 2-day fixture in grade cricket. He opens the batting for Sydney Uni in T20 cricket. Obviously, has been looking pretty good in the Shield, batting sort of 8 and not bowling, and given the opportunity to open the batting today. And to be fair, he looked great. He looked like he was in control the whole time. He was playing the ball nice and late when defending, had a good array of strokes, and looked pretty non-fussed the whole time until getting a good ball from Hayden Kerr to nick off on 62 or whatever he got. Yeah, but he looked great. Well, I thought his innings was really positive. So set up the whole day, and obviously allowed Steve Smith to come in when the ball was a lot older, and him and Curtis Patterson cashed in with hundreds, with both of them getting hundreds.
Yeah, just looking back through like the first Shield game of the year, he top scored in both innings from memory with 43 and 72 on not an easy deck. So, not bad. And then, it was over at the Wacker, and then got a couple of little starts in against Victoria, 33 and 13, but didn't really go on with them. But, still not bad when you have a look at it. Coming into this match, he was averaging 40 and he's exceeded that. So, if I do some quick maths, he didn't quite get his top score, but that takes him, 225. So he's averaging, what's that, about 45 on the money. So
45,
you take that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and for his first crack at opening the batting, he should take a whole lot of confidence out of doing that, because yeah, like the ball was doing enough early on to make it tricky, and they bowled okay, and to get through it and to thrive. Yeah, fair play to him.
I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get another knock here, but if he does and manage to put on some runs, I can't wait for the overreaction of everyone wanting him to open the batting in the first test. That's going to be good. You know what'll happen if he manages to peel off a rapid 100, and like he's got. That's the thing. Obviously, if he opens the batting in T20 and what we've seen from him even today, like he can score it at a decent clip.
Yeah, definitely. He looked like he was positive minded, like he was looking to score most of the time, and then he would shut up and defend balls that he had to. But yeah, he's definitely looking on the more positive side. But yeah, you're right, man. The media can wrap someone who's done well once or twice. That's for
They
sure.
certainly can. Then, as you said, Patterson and Smith got together. Well, what do we have there? Yeah, so Patterson and Smith got together 202 run partnership before Smith fell. Ollie Davies went not long afterwards off the bowling of Basley. So Basley had 2, Kerr got 2, and then Patterson fell fairly late in the day with about an over and a bit to go to the other captain bowling himself, Marnus Labuschagne. What a surprise. Now, you talked before about captains not batting themselves high enough, and with that goes captains that underbowl themselves. I feel like
Yeah.
that's not a risk with Marnus.
It was interesting too because like when Steve Smith walked out the bat just before lunch, I think there was 15 minutes before lunch. Marnus was bowling at the time, and he kept bowling to Smith up until lunch. For me, that was a bit of a mistake. I know if I was Steve Smith batting in a Shield game against Queensland at the Gabba, Marnus is the guy who I'd pick for some throwdowns to warm up before you have an afternoon bat. So for me, that was a bit of a mistake watching him bowl to Smith on 0. But
Just wanted to keep his
yeah,
brave ends.
definitely.
Look, Smith obviously didn't take any chances because Marnus went for about 2.5 and over. He was one of the most economical bowlers. So
Yeah, but I mean, he's bowling early 120s, just on the spot for him to kind of work his way into an innings. It wasn't overly threatening, that's for sure.
surprised he wasn't bowling his spinners.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Just mix
his
it up.
spinners they're not too bad either. Like I mean, he's not the worst bowler in terms of his seamers either. To be fair, but yeah, just pick his moments a little bit more, and probably with that kind of stuff. But yeah.
On the bowling front, Hayden Kerr. Obviously, most people know him a lot more from his sort of all round efforts, I guess you'd call it, with the Sydney Sixers. And I think he's played 50 odd games for the Sixers. He's sort of he's in single digits still for first class. We haven't seen a lot of him unless you're watching a lot of first class cricket. So that ball coming back and taking the middle stump of the top of middle stump for Constas will certainly put him up in lights for a lot of casual cricket fans.
Yeah, definitely, and hopefully he can, get some runs for his sake, get some runs when he bats, and we love options. We need options in terms of all rounders, especially if Dan Green's going to bat up top of the order. If Bo Webster's if his career stalls, to have someone else, a left arm who can bowl and bat as well. Yeah, it wouldn't be the worst option if he kicked on a little bit.
It certainly wouldn't. Well, let's have a look at the Vic and Taz game. Also, at the end of day 2, 21 wickets in total have fallen there. The Victorians 256 in their first innings, and Jake Dorr. Oh, sorry, that's the Tassie innings. Let's get the Vic innings. Peter Hanscom and Ollie Peake, one of the young names to watch. Ollie Peake, both falling just shy of half centuries, but top scoring with 48 and 46. Peter Hanscom's probably best described as patient, considering 48 off 160 odd rocks. Smithy, yeah, you're grinning about that.
Yeah, he definitely took his time, didn't he? Patient is one way to describe it, that's for sure. Must have been tough going.
Yeah, watch some paint
I think
dry,
he was
Smithy. So
I think he was 2 off. I think he was 2 off 50 or something at one point. He
Jeez.
definitely
that'll get the
absorbed some
purists
pressure.
back, won't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Dear, oh dear. And then so Gabe Bell and Riley Meredith 3 for. Bo Webster opening the bowling, just the 1 wicket. Kieran Elliott a couple as well. And then, as we said, Jake Weatherall went for a 3-ball duck for Tasmania. Again, obviously batting not super easy. Tim Ward 42, but Jake Doran batting at 8. It's quite a long batting lineup for the Tassies when you've got Bo Webster batting at 7, Jordan Silk captaining at 6, Jake Doran batting at 8, top scored 73, and fortunately had enough partners. He and Nikhil Chowdhury put on a sort of 60 or 70 run partnership, which certainly helped.
Yeah, Chowdhury at 9 as well. That's very deep because we've seen him play some great knocks in the Big Bash before.
Yes, we have. So Perry was the leading destroyer for the Vics, 5 for 58. Fergus O'Neill, who's been he's sort of been there and thereabouts in some of these conversations, Smithy, as well. Obviously had a pretty good little holiday stint over in county cricket recently, and has been right up amongst it with the Shield last year. And I'll tell you what, if you're picking on character basis and just blokes that look like they'll be a good time around the sheds, he'd have to be up amongst the mix from some of the interviews I've seen with him.
Yeah, no, he's done very well the last few years in Shield, and yeah, he's got an excellent first class record, 140 wickets at tick under 21. So definitely someone that'll be talked about more into the future once once Hazelwood and Stark move on. You'd think in the next few years, he's definitely he's young. He's only 24, so yeah, he's got plenty of cricket ahead of him, and I don't think it'll be too long before we see him really spoken about a bit more than what he is at the moment.
In the second innings, is there anything to read into this, Pricey? Like, they've only got 14 overs in, but Webster not given the new ball. They went with Elliott and then Meredith bowling first change still.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Webster's been out with an ankle injury.
Yeah.
So, maybe
Yeah, I read
causing
somewhere that
issues.
he's on a overs restriction from Australia. He's only allowed to bowl 16 overs in the match, and he already bowled 12 in the first innings. So we don't think we'll see him used very sparingly in the second innings. That's what I read.
Oh, there you go. I'm glad you've been reading, Smithy. I can only do that because I've got pictures, so I'm no good. I'm no good with words. The numbers are okay, but yeah, the words, they're a bit of a challenge. The final game, South Australia WA. This we talked about this before. It was a good toss to win this one for WA. Nathan, South Australia, a few early wickets, as you said, a couple strangled down the leg side. I think they were sort of 4 for 50 odd when Jason Sanger got out. No real. I think everyone got into double figures in those top 4. Yeah, we got McInerney. I'll get it out there eventually. 11, Hunt 12, McSweeney 13, Sanger 11, and Jake Lehman did the heavy lifting, 96 out of 215.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, the extra bounce and carry sort of did a few guys in with the pace bowling. Even Jace, when he got caught in the slips, first ball off Rockacholi, kind of bounced a lot at him and caused him to edge through the first slip, and that's the challenge of playing over in the West. And then Jake Lehman comes in, and I think he had 400s in his last 4 Shield games, and then to get 96 or whatever he got in this match as well. It's a great run and form for him, but yeah, unfortunately, I think he was last out when they were bowled out.
Yeah, so as you say, unfortunate for him that he was last out. And then on the bowling front, Matt Kelly, I think he's up to 20 wickets so far for the Shield season. I mean, he's probably been benefited a bit that he's played played 3 innings on the Wacker so far and two at Belrive, but you can only bowl on the decks you get. That's again, when you start talking about pace bowlers, he's been there or thereabouts for a number of years, but can't hurt having that sort of number of wickets early on.
Yeah, very strong start to the season, and he's looked really good.
Someone else who's looked really good, Pricey, Cameron Bancroft. He's a man that's known in Australian circles, but seems to have been blacklisted after Sandpapergate. 122.
Yeah, it's impressive. I heard on the call today that that takes him to the second most ever Shield hundreds for Western Australia, behind Justin Langer, which is pretty impressive. I think he's 32 now, so he's still got plenty of cricket left in him, and he's obviously a class cricketer. And if he keeps churning out the runs, and it might give the selectors no other option apart from getting back in there. Like I said, he's 32, so I mean, Usman's nearly 39, so there's nothing stopping him from actually getting another go if he keeps churning them out. And for his sake, if that does happen, I'm sure he'll do well. But yeah, it was a classy innings. Like it did look tricky again, and he just played some super drives. Looked pretty non-fussed the whole time. Was a classy knock.
Yeah, certainly. And what about a guy I think a little bit about Brendan Doggett picked up 6 wickets in that innings, Pricey?
Yeah, which is great for him. Great to see, because he's obviously there and thereabouts of people talking about him for Shield honours, and we're just watching some highlights, funnily enough, on Fox here with him taking his sixer, and I mean, he's quick. He's quick. He skids on. And he bowls that nice outswing that feeds the slip fielders as well. And his injuries can be a problem for him, but when he does play, he can go all day because he's super fit. Loves like triathlons and that kind of stuff. He's a fit guy, so he's always going to keep that airspeed up when he's bowling and going to challenge the bat all day. So great to see him pick up another sixer.
And Nathan McSweeney bowling a little bit as well, picking up 3 wickets, which certainly doesn't hurt his case. Obviously, we've seen him in and around the squad, and he might be another one that can be considered potentially as a batter with some all round bowling options. Probably not as genuine all rounder. I probably wouldn't put him in that ballpark, but he's there at least with another bowling option, and probably better suited to batting in that middle order rather than where he was thrust into previously, Smithy.
Yeah, look, he probably had the most difficult task coming in as an opener, facing Jasper Bumrah at in Perth. It's not the easiest assignment to start with, so got thrown to the wolves a little bit, and thought he handled himself not too bad under lights in that second test he played. But yeah, he's not an opener, so I don't think they'll ever try him opening batting again. Definitely more suited to a middle order, 3, 4, or 5 kind of role. So yeah, it'd be unfortunate if he never got another crack again and was thrown to the wolves for his first couple of tests and never got another one. Would be pretty unfortunate.
Wouldn't be the first, wouldn't be the last, unfortunately. But I'll tell you what, look,
No.
if they say to me, you can have a baggy green, but you've got to face Jasper Bumrah in Perth, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wouldn't have done as well as Nathan McSweeney did, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
I probably
Yeah,
would have been found wanting somewhere at about the square leg umpire's pocket after the first delivery, but that's okay. Let's have a quick look while we're going around the grounds. We might have a little bit of a break in a minute because it looks like there's no end in sight. The ground staff have gone off again. But the South Africans, what did we bowl them out for the other night? Was it 40 something or 60 something? Wasn't many.
70, 71 or something like that.
71. Well, they're none for 62 at the moment, so they could surpass that without loss of wicket against the Poms. Going at 5.5 and over, so not a bad start. Woolvart, she was the anchor for their miserable night the other night. Got 30 odd. She's on 37, and Britt's 20 not out at the moment. So if Woolvart can continue going on, she's going to just over run a ball. She could certainly put some runs on. She's actually 11 runs short of 5,000 runs in one day. So that's considering the women play significantly less less matches than the men's. They definitely play less tests than the men's, but less matches than the men's generally. That is that's a fair number of runs to be chalking up 5,000 for women's. And I think she's 26 or 27.
Yeah, 26.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah, averages best part of 50 as well.
That's impressive.
Pretty handy career. She's got plenty ahead of her too.
She certainly does, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, she'll be back at Adelaide maybe for the women's Big Bash after this World Cup. So
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, she's played. I think she was the Heat and then Adelaide. She's played nearly 100 games in the women's Big Bash. She's been one of the mainstays of the imports. A few of the South Africans have obviously been quite key with the women's Big Bash, but some of these players, I know it's not quite the men's Big Bash, but it's still worth getting out if the games are on and you've got the time and willingness to see some of these, especially these stars that are coming through. But a good start for South Africa. I wouldn't mind an Australia-South Africa final, to be fair. Hopefully it's a bit more competitive than the other night.
Yeah.
We've got to get past India first, though, Pricey. So they're going to be smarting after they had a bit of a rough tournament, as they're obviously a home tournament as well.
Yeah, it's a difficult semi-final for both of them, really, because a lot of people tip this to be the final. India at home and Australia is, they're a class outfit. So, I think smart money would say that the winner of this semi is probably going to be hard to beat in the final. So yeah, it should be a good game between those two.
You got a feel for New Zealand. I don't know how much of sort of the results and stuff you kept an eye on, boys, but basically 80% of the games that were scheduled for Sri Lanka got washed out. New Zealand had 2 games in Sri Lanka, one against Sri Lanka, who couldn't beat anyone above them, and one against Pakistan, who couldn't beat anyone. Had they played and won both of those games, they would have been within a point of India, which might have added a bit more gravitas to their game. I think India still get in, but they were basically on a pretty slim chance with a couple of games to go, the Kiwis. And we know It's not that long ago that they won the T20 World Cup, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
So you got a feel from. I
Yep.
mean, you know,
It's,
the weather goes your way. Sometimes it
pretty
goes against
brutal.
you other times, but that just feels a little tough.
Mm.
But it is what it is.
Yep.
At this stage, 1 for 97. The rain is starting to ease, but still no update. So we'll keep you updated in the comments. We might take another little break because it could be a really late night at this rate. But we might refuel, rehydrate, do whatever we need to do, gents, and we'll rejoin everyone in, I was going to say 10 minutes, but we've got no idea. We'll keep you up to date in the comments once we know what's happening with the match. But thank you. If you haven't already and you're still tuned in, make sure you hit subscribe, and we'll be back with you very, very shortly to hopefully get back into some cricket and maybe an Australian batting innings. Well, it is official. It has been washed out. The first T20. It's a non-event. It was exciting while it lasted, boys. The couple of little windows we got, but wasn't to be. Probably good because it looked like Australia were going to be chasing 11 or 12 and over, Smithy. So we'll take the no result.
Yeah, India teed off towards the end before it got delayed again, but yeah, we were going to be chasing a solid 13, 14 and over. So I think the Aussies won't be complaining with a washout, and we'll move on to game 2.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the bookies do with the high bats and stuff. You'd have snuck in front with that last 6. So
Oh,
you'd be filthy
jeez,
if
if
you're on
you
Shubman
spewing
Gill.
if you
But
got on
anyway,
Gill, yeah.
well, Pricey, thank you for joining us, mate. Hopefully we'll aim to get back with some mix of us and some others for the remaining 4 games, boys, depending on everyone's availability. But yeah, thank you, Pricey. Enjoyed the little windows that we had.
Yeah, it's good fun. I appreciate you having me here, and hopefully we can do it again.
And Smithy, you can regale us with the stories of your school cricket coaching, because that's been by popular request when you're next back. That's what they call a hook and tease, lads.
Yep, definitely plenty of updates for over the last 4 years of my coaching career. Not my
Going
most
way
successful
back.
one this year, unfortunately.
Well, it doesn't sound like Andrew McDonald's in any danger. But, boys, a big thank you for those who are
No.
tuning in. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, like the video, and we will be back tomorrow night with a watch-along of the basketball, the NBL, Brisbane versus Cairns, and then Friday night with the second one-dayer, which is hopefully a little bit drier. Canberra's done its best Sydney in January impression tonight, but we'll close it out. No result in the first of the T20 series of 5 between Australia and India. Big thanks for tuning into your home of the black and white sport. No grey opinions here.